The truth every man must know, and every woman needs to know about him. Let David G. Evans help you dare to be a man.
A trifling man, you can just be present, and whatever you do is okay. Good man pushing you to become, just by the way he is.
Bishop T.D. Jakes says, up close and personal, I wholeheartedly recommend this to men and women.
A next dimension man adapts to his environment and then changes it.
Giving women hope and men clarity. Martha Munizzi added, this teaching shows women how to motivate the men they love to soar.
A male ought to represent promise to everybody in his family.
Hailed by Stedman Graham as remarkable. David G. Evans' book, Dare to be a Man, or the 3-message series on CD or DVD. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 now. It's the catalyst for change you've been waiting on. New Mind, New Me, from Bishop David G. Evans.
I want to be loved. Why do I take the person that loves me and kick them to the curb? I want to be wealthy, but I spend all my money. You were created and given a slave, a doulos, a servant called your mind. Your mind is out of order when it questions your commands.
If you are ready for true transformation, Bishop David G. Evans would like to bless you with the New Mind, New Me 4-message DVD set. Order today, and you will also receive Bishop Evans' national best-selling book, Healed Without Scars, as well as the Healed Without Scars music CD.
My mind's going where I tell it to go. It'll never go back. It's my mind. It's going to do what I say.
All yours when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today. Be prepared to watch a new you emerge.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Are you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses, but we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Good morning. Praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Any smart device you may own, at David G. Evans 1. That's at David G. Evans 1. Please inbox someone, tweet them, text them, give them a phone call. Let them know that On Point is on once again with my great co-host, Pastor Nicholas Smith, and myself, Bishop David Evans. We're so glad that you've joined us today. A lot of good things to talk about. We need you to call in today and really want to encourage you in this particular season. Talk about that in just a moment after we get started. I want to encourage you, those of you that are dealing with some particular sadness during this season. I want to encourage you that the trick of the enemy is to get you focused on your negativity or whatever you're going through or been through in the past, to change your perception of a holiday season. Now, I'm not talking about what I heard, I'm talking about what I know. Many significant deaths and all happened in my own life around this time of year. So I am trying to get you to understand that the holiday has nothing to do with what happened. What happens is if we get trapped in our head, we'll give a significance to the holiday that the Lord never intended to have. Mm-hmm. And that is one of overall sadness. Not telling you there won't be some sadness, because we miss people that we love and we care about, but to be dominated by sadness and tension during this time is to get kind of trapped in our own heads and not allow the Lord's work in our lives and celebrating Him to overcome what has to be an intentional outlook during the holiday season. Now, I'm talking about what I know. Holiday brings many sad memories to me, but I try to stay focused on what the Lord is doing, and joy. It's a crazy thing. Sadness appears to be something that is almost automatic, something that is instinctive. Joy, on the other hand, has to be intentional. Hope has to be intentionally supported. Faith has to be intentional. So during this time, I want you to become intentional about not getting bogged down in the time of year because of sadness, death of a loved one or family, or some significant crisis that happened around this time, or even something that didn't happen around this time, and you convince yourself going into the season that you're going to be sad. That decision, whether conscious or unconscious, has an effect on the way you see things. And I need you today to be encouraged and begin to focus. The Bible is really clear on how to deal with this stuff. It says, whatsoever things are lovely, pick them out. Whatsoever things are true, pick them out. Whatsoever things are of good report, choose them. It says, think on these things. So that mindset has to be intentional. And the intentionality of it has a lot to do with what Pastor Nick and I were talking about the other day. When God tells you to have courage, be strong and of good courage, it's because He realizes that your courage and your strength are going to be challenged. And to be strong and of good courage is an intentional mindset, an intentional place that the heart has to reside in during very testing times. Just thought I'd throw that out at the beginning. I want to encourage you now to be intentional about being positive, having faith. Don't allow, especially your personalities. Some of you that watch us, I know you real well. You're real good at being negative, real good at being sad. You can mess up a good day and not even get out of the bed because you know how to focus on what's not happening rather than the great things that God is doing in your life. So I need you to think on this. Intentionality is what works with optimism. Pessimism, unfortunately, is almost a natural thing for many people. But to be optimistic, to have a positive outlook, you've got to be intentional. Now watch this. it takes intelligence to be intentional about your mindset. It does not take intelligence to be critical or sad. It doesn't take any at all. So we want to use the brain God gave us, change our focus, our perspective on how the world's working around us, and not allow a time of year to bring inordinate amounts of sadness into your life. I hope that helps a little bit. 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. You can inbox us on Facebook at David G. Evans 1. We'd love to hear from you on Facebook if you're not going to call, but if you're going to call, 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-74-EVANS. Now, the 21st, that's today, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 21st is today. We have something new going on. We got a lot of new stuff going on during this season.
Yeah.
We have what we call the Christmas Village from today, beginning at 11 a.m. until 5 today, and tomorrow, of course, from 2 to 5. I think we're going to, I'm going to recommend, I'm going to talk to the coordinators before we finish it. I think we ought to expand the hours on that. Did we do that already?
We're talking about doing for after the 8 o'clock crowd.
Yeah, it needs to be starting at 10.
Yep.
So the vendors can be in place at 10 a.m. and take advantage of the 8 o'clock crowd.
Yep.
And then, of course, the 11 o'clock crowd will come and populate the village after that service is over. So I'm kind of calling an audible this morning.
Yes.
Today, Saturday, the village is open from 11 a.m. to 5. You can come shop. All our vendors are going to be here. And I see the cars outside already. They're getting in place in the village, in the hallways, so you can do your shopping. They got some festivities going on. You can do the holiday shopping. They got cookies and treats for when you're walking around. Got pictures and story time with Santa, live entertainment, and more during this time called the Christmas Village. Why don't you decide to come with us today? We want to make sure that you enjoy the season. Come to the church. Everybody's welcome. Nobody's shunned. You come. Doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like, what you're doing. Just come and experience the festivity and the celebratory mood of our intentional impact on your holiday season mindset. Amen. So we want you to come to the church, Bethany Church, Lindenwold, New Jersey, 1115 Gibbsboro Road in Lindenwold, New Jersey. If you are in the Philadelphia area, you want to judge how far it is for you. You've been to Center City. You're about 30 minutes from Center City, cross the bridge into South Jersey. You'll be here within 30 minutes, depending on traffic. Sometimes those of you that ride with angels, you'll get here much sooner.
A little quicker, yeah.
You are really closer than you think. If you've been to the Philadelphia International Airport, you're 30 minutes away from our church into southern New Jersey. If you're in Trenton, you're about 40 minutes away. You're closer than you think. Atlantic City, New Jersey, 35 minutes maybe. So you're really closer than you come to the Christmas Village. Opens today, starts today, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our vendors are getting in place now. Many of them are in place. And then tomorrow, we'll go from 10 to 5. Want you to get ready to come and shop, get some bargains, have some fun, bring your kids, go talk to Santa, go take some pictures, go have a good time in the Lord. And we know Santa ain't real, so you don't need to getting all upset.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing to help part of the celebration.
Yep.
So y'all deep Christians don't need to call me. We know it's make-believe. They watch cartoons all day. They got some strange cartoons now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, I'm sitting there and watching the other day. They got these cat dogs and Peppa Pig and
all that stuff, yeah.
Oh, yeah, just some strange stuff they watching, man. And they're very popular shows.
Extremely.
And a lot of adults know the theme music and the characters very well.
You watch it just about all day, every day. You know the songs by heart.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know the songs.
Dark kids watch that stuff. Like,
okay.
You got to minimize how much they watch, but
yeah, I understand they're hooked on it.
Yeah, well, the crazy thing is you get so used to watching it with them. Mm-hmm. I was at the hotel one time.
You turned it on?
And Sesame Street just happened to be on.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, what are you doing? Your kids ain't here. But you get so used to so used to watching it.
You also know it's weird when you're doing something and you start humming the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is really weird.
Did you know the highest paying, the person that got paid the most on YouTube this year
is
an 8-year-old boy.
Uh-huh.
Made $26 million.
The one that does the toys?
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
$26 million.
Lord have mercy.
And all they do is unwrap toys, talk about them, and everything like that.
Just show kids how to use them.
$26 million.
He made $26 million?
8 years old. Him and his parents do it.
Wow. Who would have thought?
That all you got to do is set your computer up, have something interesting.
Yeah, and just hope it catches on.
And people do it.
I don't know why we're surprised. We're in the store buying water.
Yeah.
Whoever thought we'd buy water?
Yeah, right.
And then be particular about it.
Yeah.
You know? I don't like that kind. I
want that one over there.
I thought water was water.
Yeah.
When I was growing up now, man, you know,
Right.
you got all these different.
And now you got to be careful.
Yeah.
They sent this report out that a lot of the waters that are out now have arsenic in it.
You mean the waters that we're buying?
That we're buying from the store have like arsenic in it. Like
the designer waters have arsenic?
Some of them, like
from what?
I don't know where it came from. Like Crystal Geyser water that people were drinking a lot of.
Oh, they were loving that.
Yeah, it was rated one of the best ones.
Because it was cheap.
It was cheap, one of the best ones, and now they found they got arsenic in it. So it's because somebody tried to boil it, and they saw all this stuff come to the top, and yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember when I was in the janitorial business and started going to the holistic doctor. So they ran my blood. And when I came to get the results, the doctor looked at me and said, "Someone trying to kill you?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Your arsenic level is way over the top."
Right, okay.
That and lead.
Okay.
Which was accounting for the headaches and stuff I was having, the sluggishness.
Okay.
But because it happened over time, my body adjusted to it.
Yeah.
So I had all this arsenic in my body. And it came from the chemicals I was using.
Yeah.
And just absorbing it over time.
And doing
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You got to be careful.
Yeah, because your whole body's porous. It just everything.
It would get on my hands, get on my pants.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think about it. Next thing I know, he thought somebody was trying to take me out of here.
Thought she was being poisoned.
That was really funny. Oh my goodness. Anyway, come to our Christmas Village. We're gonna have a great time. Now, 1-866-743-8267. 1-866-743-8267. Now you can inbox us and you can comment on anything we talk about today, including what we opened up with as far as the intentionality of joy. Intentionality of peace of mind, especially for some during this season where we're reminded of loss rather than gain. Reminded of loss rather than gain. And a lot of us are able to sit around and just think ourselves into a hole. I liken it to digging your own grave and then reaching up and pulling the dirt in.
Yeah.
And really get upset if somebody tries to save you.
Yeah. And then when you're totally sunken in, then you like, let me hurry get out of here.
Yeah.
And
but it don't happen.
It don't happen that fast.
You got to climb out the grave that you dug.
Right, that you dug.
And then there's some people that actually want you to join them in it.
Yeah.
Just kind of come in here and feel bad with me.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I'll acknowledge you dug it. I'll acknowledge that I see why you're there.
Yeah.
But it's time to come up out of that.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
No,
you saw Star Wars the other night.
Oh, absolutely.
And you say it's good.
Yes, I liked it.
Okay.
Good fan service. It made up for the last one.
Because you're like a purist when it comes to that.
Somewhat, yes.
Now, but you don't read the books.
I not all the way through, but I do watch a lot of videos on YouTube about the books.
Okay.
And everything. So.
Because when Harry Potter was in this rage, I read each book at least twice.
Yeah.
And then I'd go to the movies and I'd get upset.
Yeah, because it was,
some of the guys were more closely aligned than others.
Yeah.
And it's like the superhero movies. I was a Marvel guy. Marvel guy first, DC guy second.
Yeah.
And when I go, I'm looking for that feel.
Yeah. And people, how was, it's not a spoiler, of course, because it was on the trailer. How is Palpatine back?
Okay.
The Emperor from the original 3. Well, if you read the books, you know that he never really died in Last Jedi.
He just blew up.
They threw him down, but it's still. I don't want to nerd out.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, it's this whole Force thing where their hate keeps them alive.
Oh yeah.
And they're able to clone themselves and
the
morph
Force
themselves.
doesn't die, so you kind of
their hate keeps
you go
them
into
alive,
another dimension.
Yeah, and so he was able to hold on and stay alive.
Okay.
Because his hate and his anger kept him there. He's evil, man.
Yeah, of course.
And I love him.
That's like Darth. That's not Darth. That's like Voldemort.
Okay.
He comes back in some other form and then he morphs back into who he was.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah, so they're just evil.
Yeah.
But you can't get rid of the villains, man.
Not all of them. No.
When they killed Darth, man, it was like I lost interest in Star Wars. They had to bring Darth back for me, but I like the older version, not the younger.
Yeah, those three are my original three are my favorite.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are good.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Yeah.
Except Rogue One. Rogue One's
good.
Rogue One is up
They
there.
brought my man back. You know that's because Darth was in that bad boy.
Yeah. But I mean the whole movie.
Yeah, but they brought him back.
Yeah, they brought him back,
and he was lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it when he's lethal. I like when he does his field promotions.
Yeah. I'm waiting for them to do a movie just on him.
Oh, it'd be beautiful.
It's the book Rise of Darth Vader. If they make a movie off of that, they do it well.
Now, I probably will not wait for it to come on television for that one.
You would go see it?
I'd go see that.
It's just,
How different would it be from the third one, The Rise of the Sith?
Revenge of the Sith when he became him. Well, the rise of Darth Vader's after Revenge of the Sith. Once he becomes Vader, that's where that book kicks on.
I don't know
what he did as soon as he got his armor on and everything.
How y'all keep that? I keep up with the stages and stuff.
I watch these movies like a million times.
I can't keep them in order now because they got Revenge of this. We're coming back here. And where's Yoda? Did he die?
Yoda died in Last Jedi. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the original three.
I think they should have never killed him. Because how does he die in the Force?
Well,
when he was so strong.
He says it. He said you can't die. He said, but everybody has to die eventually.
Okay.
And he becomes one with the Force.
He's so lethal.
But the cool thing is to me. Again, a lot of biblical truth in there.
Okay.
When Obi-Wan dies, he sacrifices himself in New Hope when Darth Vader kills him.
Yep.
He actually doesn't kill him. Obi-Wan gives his life up.
Right. And he says it.
He
says, come back stronger.
I'm come back stronger. And he came back as his voice for him. It's a great Holy Ghost example.
Absolutely.
I have to go away.
Yeah.
In order to come back and be with you all the time. It's just so much in there to just.
Well, some of those guys went to church a couple times.
Yeah. We can nerd out on this all day long.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
let's not do that.
Let's not do that. Yes.
So, Christianity Today.
Yes.
Radically pro-life. Comes out and says, basically, you guys have sold your soul. What took them so long?
That's my question. That's everybody's question.
And
what did
he do that tipped them over the edge like that?
I think when I read the article, it was once all of the impeachment talk came out and all that, from the Ukraine thing and all, that's when they said, look, it's just time to get him out. But again, my problem is you waited until now. So all the other stuff before, nothing. From children in cages, from...
I think they decided that they were not going to worry about the evangelical piece coming against them. Because they immediately attacked them.
Oh, yeah.
Franklin Graham came out.
Yeah, it said my dad voted for Trump, and, Trump says that they're a liberal progressive magazine.
No, they're not. They've never been.
He called the magazine E.T.
Meaning what?
E.T. Instead of C.T., they called C.T. for Christian. He called it E.T.
Come on.
And, they're pro... You could tell he never reads the magazine.
Of course he doesn't read it. When do you think the last time he looked in his Bible?
Probably at a funeral somewhere.
No, he doesn't go to funerals.
And even then...
I never seen him bring a Bible anywhere.
Nah. But they were balancing what they said. The same thing he said about during the Clinton impeachment is what they're saying about Trump now. That, this isn't cool, what's going on. And it's true. I'm glad they did bring it up. And we bring it up all the time.
Yeah.
Why is it that you're okay with him doing good with some economic stuff, but these other moral issues
all of a sudden
should not justify
and for no one else have they ever.
Never. And I'm waiting for a conservative to just come out and just admit, if this was a Democrat, y'all would have said something.
Oh, man.
Just be honest and say, I'm not saying anything because I support him.
Here's my problem. And I know I've said it before, and I'm at the risk of being redundant. Okay. Is there anything wrong with the Christian saying, I don't like this, but I voted for him? What?
Just be honest.
But don't act like the whole Bible has changed and you suddenly, all the morality and all that you had for every other candidate, you suddenly don't have now?
Yep. Gone.
And then I don't like the what I'm offended by is that some of our evangelical leaders, and some of these guys are my friends, have so little respect for the voting public that I believe they actually think, I'll just change what I'm saying after this administration is over, even though they're behaving as though this present president is never going out of office. I'm offended that some of the people that I know believe that after this reign is over, that they're going to switch back and nobody's going to remember what they said.
Yep. People are going to remember, but it could be too. When you've been in Congress for 20, 30 years, never been voted out, any of that, you could probably think that I survived other stuff, I'll survive this, and just change up and they'll vote me back in again.
I think the danger for those guys that have been holding office a long time are these younger candidates who have a new message and also act like they care about the people. Because who's the guy from Kentucky?
McConnell.
How's McConnell been in his office so long, and Kentucky, last time I checked, has the highest poverty rate among Caucasians in the nation? What has he figured out?
He speaks to, if you're anti-abortion, you don't really support LGBTQ.
But the people on welfare.
We know that, but again, it doesn't make rational sense. As long as it's like Trump, their foothold is, I vote for Trump because he's pro-life.
Okay.
And because he's pro-life, and that's all we have to vote for, I'm stick with him. I'm like, no, you didn't have to do that.
He's not really pro-life. He's not really pro-life because that thing that he did with pulling those troops out and all those people got killed, he called that just kind of making them fight. And it was like nobody died. People died.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
Not one bit. And children in cages, that's not pro-life.
That's not Christian. And that's not Christian.
Not at all. Not at all.
And what bothers me about some of my evangelical pastor friends is that they actually found a way to make that acceptable. But how they're making it acceptable is to say nothing about it.
And some that tried, they used the whole Romans 13 piece, or obey government.
Misusing the Bible like that.
Thank you. Totally.
Can't misuse the Bible like that. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what the law says, there's a biblical mandate for people to call themselves evangelical.
Absolutely.
So Jesus said, such as you have done to the least of these, you've done it unto me. That's what the Bible says. It's in red writing. If you got a two-color Bible, such as you have done to the least of these, you've done unto me. Now you can't reason your way away from what he said. He didn't use complicated language. He's saying, if you did it to one of these children, you've done it to me. How do you rectify that in your mind?
And that was a defining factor between the separation from the sheep and the goats.
Absolutely.
So if you're not showing love to the least of these, you got to question whether do you have God in you?
That's right.
But that's what John says. If you can't treat people right, you don't have love in you, which means you don't have God in you. Jesus
is really saying, if you fail at people, you fail.
You fail.
Okay.
So, I mean,
So I'm glad Christianity Today came out and finally said what needed to be said. Yeah, we voted, we were supporting him, but this ain't right.
Right. Yep. And what's his name? The guy, I think it's Ernie Johnson from the NBA. Yeah. With Shaq and all them. You know, the crew. Yeah. The night Trump got elected, they were still on. No, the day after.
Okay.
Ernie said, I guess he's a Republican. He's conservative. He said, I voted, but I voted for John Kasich. I did not vote for Trump.
Okay.
Because I support pro-life candidates, but I could not support Donald Trump and what he was doing. That's basically what he said. Yeah. And this is my thing. All y'all conservatives could have did the same thing.
Absolutely.
And said, I'm still a conservative, but I can't vote for that, so I'm going to vote for another one. Rather than throwing your hat and say, let's give this a try.
And then try to make it seem like it wasn't what it was.
Yep.
You know? And we use this example a lot. How do you burn Obama at the stake for a suit and a bracket during the NCAAs?
Yep.
And the fact that he smoked cigarettes. How do you, what worse, how do you disrespect him ethnically? How do you say things to him? The party was about as raw racial as it could be. How do you justify all that? And where's that whole? I'm starting to understand what you're saying when they're leaving all the other stuff up to God. I get you saved, and then the heck with you.
Yep.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't at all.
That's not the ministry of Christ.
Not one bit.
Okay, so is Trump officially? Yeah, Trump's officially impeached. But I think Mrs. Pelosi has got an end game.
She's gonna play this thing.
She up to something.
She's gonna play something.
She's up to something.
Yeah.
And this Van Drew guy, how does he expect to survive in New Jersey politics?
Yeah, right. Because
He's a South Jersey guy too.
Yeah, he's part of Gloucester County, Atlantic County, part of Salem County.
Did he forget the power structure?
Right. I think he did. I don't. You know what it was? I think what happened was he's putting his own election up first because because he switched parties. Technically, according to the law, he can't have a primary challenger.
Okay.
But he still can get voted out, of course.
Of course.
But I don't understand I don't know where he's from, if he's from Jersey or where, but
he forgot where he was.
Yeah, it's not.
Because this is not gonna float. If he's from South Jersey, this really ain't gonna float.
No, he's out. Because I immediately looked. If he's part of Camden County, then
Oh, die.
Oh yeah.
But it ain't just Camden County.
Yeah.
It's everything from Trenton down to Salem. So this guy, Trump's not coming up here to save him.
No, not at all.
No, this
all.
not good.
Because if Governor Murphy came out and kind of said this guy's putting his career before politics, and, what's right for the country. I wonder what made him switch though. Besides that,
silly, because regardless, this reign is either going to last 1 year or 4 more years, and then he's done. So what are they going to do?
Yep.
So I thought, now correct me, I thought the Republican Party and the guys that I know, the Republicans, staunch Republicans, I thought they were concerned with debt.
They are when they're not in charge.
Because now I've lived through a couple of Republican administrations. And in recent times, when they go out of office, we have trillions of dollars in debt that we didn't have before they went in office. When is it all right to spend it when you're in office? But it's almost like they leave the country in a bad position on purpose. I'll never forget Boehner saying we are going to tank everything as long as President Obama's in office. I saw him do it on television. We're gonna make it hard for America, which to me was like, I thought you guys were there to represent us, not to stand on national TV and say you're gonna make it hard for us.
It's like kids. Y'all not mature enough to disagree with somebody and not hurt other people at the same time.
It's crazy, but that's not what they're there for. None of them.
None of them.
Independent, Democrat, Republican. That's not what they're supposed to be there to benefit the population, not to hurt it, just so they can prove a point to one another. Yeah. I don't get that.
Me neither. And even when they say, like we talk about all the time, well, the economy is great. For who?
That messes me up. That messes me up. Because the average person saying that doesn't have any stocks, is not in treasury bonds, is not in municipal bonds. They may have an insurance policy whole life that has like 2% interest on it.
Yeah.
So and some savings and a pension that under Republican administrations is not always safe. I've seen them take people's pension money and rip their benefits off. So I don't get it.
But I've heard just like you, well, we're conservative, so we believe in these things. So this debt is good because they believe running up the debt here is going to help benefit this over here. But are you really making money if you get a raise and your debt keeps going up? You're almost like you're washing your money out. If I'm the basic economics, right?
The people that are benefiting is the top 2% that have money. Working people are not benefiting from this stuff. They thought when they gave these corporations all this tax break, they thought there were going to be a whole lot of raises for people. Those guys got their bonuses that they had been missing for the last couple of years, helped themselves, and they laid off thousands and thousands of people after they got the money.
Absolutely. And then they claim to the one company that actually gave their employees bonuses.
Terrible.
One company out of the whole entire country.
Terrible.
Come
and,
on.
And Walmart gave raises, but then closed 600 stores.
Right.
On the Sam's Club side.
Mm-hmm.
Put thousands of people out of work.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
they gave them the raise, but they got it back immediately.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. Look, that little self-checkout never gets tired.
Nope. Nope.
It never gets frustrated.
Nope.
They got one person manning it, maybe two,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody goes and checks their own stuff out.
Doesn't need sick time, nothing.
It just keeps going.
And it works all night. Doesn't need a
Yeah,
break.
there you go. Don't need a break.
Mm-mm.
No bathroom break. No
Nope,
lunch.
nothing.
It's
Just
just
people losing jobs. And you walk in, this is what blows my mind. You go to Walmart. Walmart has a crowd.
mm-hmm.
You go in, and the very people that are being hurt by all the automation are shopping.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like, you can't get a job. You can't get a job. Get a job because this thing with the red light has your job.
Yeah. We desire our convenience over what's best for other people.
Absolutely.
And look at all the ShopRite got it. All of them have.
They're
it.
all getting it.
All of them now.
But they are eliminating human beings, the
Things.
need for human beings.
Absolutely.
But my president said he was going to create jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know. Are they putting the machines on the job roll when they put a new machine in? Is that one of the new
They want
employees?
new jobs.
Is
Maybe the job is for the person who fixes the machines.
well, you only need one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Well,
Literally.
that's the job you
You know?
created.
Yeah.
But I go in the store after working sometime,
Mm-hmm.
and most of those machines are down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they close them up.
They close them up.
at a certain time, and they got one lane open.
I go back to electronics.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Get
go
right back there. Yeah,
Go
man.
back
Go
there.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go straight back.
That's the best time to shop too, man.
Yeah, man.
Like 11:30
Yeah, man. But
at night. You
People
just-
tell me I shouldn't do it though.
It's so calm and quiet.
Yeah, but they
just-
say I shouldn't. They say I'm out there that time of night. But it's so peaceful.
Yes. Just walk around, just do your thing.
Yeah, man. So New Jersey is restoring voting rights to 80,000 people on parole
Yeah.
and probation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Governor Phil Murphy put it in place. Yeah.
And an ex-Kentucky governor pardoned a murderer and a child rapist
Yeah.
before he left office.
He got voted out in November during the last election, and right before he left, he pardoned a whole bunch of people, from murderers, a child rapist. The murderer, I think the guy is related to one of the big Republican donors, so it seemed like a favor for that person.
So he put somebody unstable. That's
Yeah, it seemed like a spite move because
they
he got
just don't-
voted out.
They just don't care.
They got voted out.
Yeah, but you want him to go out and kill somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And I think one of the quotes was, I'm going to verify it more, that either him or somebody said, this is what article was saying, that the child rapist, well, the child's hymen was still intact,
Mm-hmm.
but you can technically rape somebody or even have sex and your hymen still be intact
Absolutely,
after.
absolutely.
And at the same time, it's
It's a child. So whether it's intact or not,
right.
it's a kid.
It's a kid. So you got the rape and the child. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Just stupid.
But then again, you got children. If this happened to your child,
It tells you the heartlessness of the people that are representing us in Washington. How do you forget? How do you go home to your own kids and say it's okay for this? Maybe because they're in such a bubble.
yeah.
So they say the U.S. gained 260,000 jobs. Unemployment falls to 3.5%. That's not a net figure. We need to know how many jobs, because you hear about people getting laid off all the time. So we need a net figure.
Yep.
Folk that got hired minus folk that got fired.
Yep.
I bet you the number is not nearly as flattering.
Absolutely.
But nobody's asking a question.
No. And the type of jobs that our people are getting are these low paying.
Still need 2 or 3
You
of them.
still need 2-3 jobs.
Such a terrible thing. Now, I hope Bishop Anthony is listening this morning.
Let me text him to see if he's listening.
He's Trumpian in his
Yes.
support of the Patriots. So now they've been caught once again,
Yes.
and I'm smart enough to know that the one time they got caught is not the only time they were doing it.
Absolutely.
And was it Cincinnati?
Cincinnati. Yes.
Not the only team they spied on.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been doing this stuff all along, and they got caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Patriots fans are like, I mean, what do they have to do? They got the owner down in Florida at a massage parlor.
Yes.
But under this administration, that's not a bad thing.
No.
Then you got them cheating. You know, recording people's teams. Which, why are Patriots fans so oblivious?
No, as long as they're winning.
So why didn't they keep Antonio Brown in?
Well, Antonio was messing up the organizational unity.
So if he had just kept his mouth shut, even though he supposedly assaulted this woman, you think he'd still be on the team?
Yes. Because it was, I mean, I hate to say it like
so the
this.
Patriots owner would just kind of,
I hate to say it
I
like
understand, man.
I hate to say it like this. It's because it's their word against his word against hers and vice versa. So
Yeah.
they'd have to investigate it to see, you know, what was going on.
But they
because,
smoked him anyway.
Well, that's because he was just
Is he a head case?
more than that. That text message that he sent the lady. So once the accusation came out, he sent her this crazy text message saying about, you know, the times they were together and cursing at her and all this stuff. Like, I mean, first he if you ever read his tweets,
Yeah.
he has no concept of good writing. He has no periods, no punctuation, nothing. It's bad. You could tell they passed him through school because it's hard to read his tweets. So, but anyway, ever since then, well, even before that, just this head case thing's been coming out. Something's clearly wrong with him.
Now, I know when I look on my feed, and I'm not saying everybody has to be an English teacher, but why does it appear as though the people that give the impression that they're illiterate do so much writing on social media?
It's their outlet.
But wouldn't you want to represent yourself well?
Well, you would, but if you're Antonio Brown and you're very self-absorbed,
Okay.
because he is very self-absorbed,
Okay.
you like to play the victim and do your thing until, you know, even though the rest of the world thinks you're crazy, you think you're.
Speaking of football, I'm watching this thing at about 2 o'clock in the morning. That 100 thing.
Yeah.
But then they go to Jerry Rice.
Mhm.
So Jerry Rice is a kid working with his dad.
Oh, the brick thing? Yeah.
That's why his hands were so strong.
Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They were throwing bricks,
Yep.
and not one at a time.
Mm-hmm. He had to catch him. They showed his workouts one time when he was in the league, running hills and stuff.
Yeah.
And a couple of players tried to do it with him, and
Couldn't
they
do
tapped
it?
out. They couldn't do it. His workouts were insane.
Well,
I mean, he was running dirt hills and stuff.
like people criticized him for the way that he was, but the way that he was made him who he was.
Mm-hmm.
So he put the work in, which is why some of them are saying they think he's the best football player of all time.
Yes, you can argue that. You literally could argue that.
And I watched him last night. He was doing one-handed catches when nobody else was doing
Yep.
it. And now I understand, if you can catch a brick,
Yeah,
you certainly can hold on to a football.
absolutely. Yeah,
Not bad.
you can argue Jim Brown, him, Brady is a top 3 of all time.
Okay.
You can argue those 3.
Now, technical question, and we'll get off the Patriots.
What about Drew Brees?
No.
Why not?
He's one of the best quarterbacks. But if you want to talk about one of the best players of all time, I don't think Drew Brees is one of the top 5 players of all time.
Now, what's the difference between a player and a quarterback?
Well, here's how I look at the NFL, right?
Yeah.
To me, you cannot have a greatest of all time in the NFL because it's too much of a team sport.
Okay.
You can have the greatest at a
Greatest
position.
team of all time.
You can have greatest team.
Okay.
And you can have a greatest at a position.
Okay.
If you look at the individual, Drew Brees is one of the top quarterbacks of all time. But when you talk about greatest player of all time, I don't think you can have one in the NFL. Basketball, you can.
Due to the various positional diversity
Right.
of football. Okay.
Because you can't play. Brady's not playing defense. So
Right.
if the Patriots win 6 championships, is that all
it
because of Tom Brady?
It wasn't just because he was throwing the ball.
Yeah, he's not playing defense. Versus in basketball, Magic can play offense and defense. Jordan can.
Yeah.
So you can pick a greatest of all time
Okay.
in basketball.
Okay.
But football, there's too many variables.
But I'm not sure you can. I think we had a little discussion about this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure a lot of the modern stars could have played back when the other guys played, when Julius and all those guys were playing. I don't think they could have because the rules have changed.
Yes.
Like you can barely touch them now.
Yeah, you have to contextualize, even football.
I mean, you're breathing on the quarterback and they call a foul.
Yeah, and they're passing more now, so of course their stats are going to be higher.
Yeah. So
you have to contextualize the person in the era they played in.
Yeah.
Like some people are complaining about the 100 list. Well, how did this person from the 50s get voted on the 100 team compared to somebody? Because if you look at their time frame, they were one of the best at their time. So that's what it is.
And if you look at their time, now the older guys, under the old rules, I think those standouts may have had more impact than the new guys had. Because I don't care what you do, and the commentators were talking about this the other day, you can show a Butkus tape, and everybody's still glued to the television. Because he set a standard just for hitting and tenacity and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, and he's like a measuring rod. Yeah. But the new guys are more finesse and you know they are quicker.
Yeah, because the way you have to be now.
Yeah. But I saw a guy who was 340 pounds run down a running back the other day.
Yeah.
Literally run him down.
You literally have to be. So I think you argue them for their time, but I can go with Jerry Rice close to. To me, when you hit GOAT status, it's when you've defined an era,
right?
And you help change the way the game is looked at, the way it's played.
He definitely did that.
When you are the standard of it, you can be.
I don't think Brady changed the way the game's played. I think he's a good quarterback in a wonderful system.
That is true.
In a wonderful system.
But I will give it to Brady, though.
I mean, he's won a lot, but did he change the game?
But then you have to look at first how he plays under pressure.
Okay.
He does not bend when it gets hard.
Okay.
You have to give that to him. So that's why he's considered one of the greatest quarterbacks, because he's played so long and he's adjusted so much over time. And I'm not a big Brady fan. So this is not. But if you watch his play from beginning to end,
I think he's wonderful.
He's one of the best.
But I think without Belichick.
But you can say that about Montana and Walsh and Seifert.
Yeah.
So it's always that tandem. That's why football is so unique.
There are systems that fit certain players. Yeah. And you have coaches who respond to, I'm going to build this thing so my guys' abilities are showcased and maximized.
Yeah.
All right. We got Danny in Florida. Hey, Danny.
Good morning, Bishop. Good morning.
How you doing, buddy?
Staff.
Hey,
How
sir.
you all doing today?
Doing all right. How you?
Well, I just wanted to call, and I wanted to wish you all, and the staff, the whole church, Merry Christmas to you all.
Thank you, man. Same to you.
I'm just trying to figure out. Pastor Nick is guys in here. I don't know how the weather is with him, but I can see that you have look like several pieces of clothing there.
Multi-layered.
I'm layered up, as they say. Yeah. This sweater, is heavy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just want to thank you personally and from the family and everyone, this end of the States, for what a beautiful job that you, your staff, and the entire church is doing. And like I always say, you always have the pulse of the people, knowing what's going on. Sometimes it's difficult this time of the year for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know that it's been, very helpful for my family.
Mm-hmm.
My wife losing her mother, the beginning of the year.
Sure.
It's really helped her through the season.
Wow.
And what is so appreciative is that the way that you all had service last week, my God.
Wasn't it good?
That was so awesome. I keep saying, how are you going to, how are you going to top this? And each time you go up to another level.
Yeah.
And the from the music, the skit that was done, it was plain simple for everyone. Even the little kids understood what was going on, the reason for the season.
Right.
And Bishop, thank you so much.
I appreciate you, man. How's my sister doing?
She's doing great. She's doing great. She's like I said, it was very therapeutic. And what you said at the beginning of the program, setting us in place. Keep in mind, these things, and it means so much.
Give her my love, man.
Will do, Bishop.
I'll see you soon, and have a great holiday too.
God bless you all.
Have a
All
good
right.
holiday.
Bye-bye now.
All right. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Robin.
Good morning, Bishop and Pastor Nick and the staff and everyone on Facebook. How are you this
welcome,
morning?
welcome to On Point, Robin.
Yes.
You know what?
So glad to hear your voice. What's your comment today?
Yeah, I have a comment and a question. First time I watched the impeachment. I've never watched, that before. The gentleman Collins, I can't think of where he's from, but he, to me, was just so arrogant and nasty, at the impeachment I'm hearing. And that just shows me that, like you were saying earlier, are they reading the Bible? They may be reading it, but they're not reading it.
They were quoting it this week, which was, it was terrible.
Yeah, Trump's going through worse than Jesus.
Come on, man.
Yes. How can you compare him to Jesus?
Come on, man.
They don't have the Holy Spirit. Because the Holy Spirit, it would be speaking to them, literally.
Well, he calls himself the chosen one. Then he looks up at heaven like, God chose him.
Somebody said, remove Trump for office for 3 days and see what happens. It was so silly, but I was cracking up, man. Like,
wow.
I don't
I have
get
a quick
it.
question I'm going to get off. I was asked to be a worship leader. I want to make sure that I wasn't being disrespectful.
Okay.
I was asked to be a worship leader at my cousin's church. They had their annual, I don't know, the Women's Day. So I had to sit up in the pulpit, and the guest speaker, I can't think of her name, but she knows you. But anyhow, the lady that was invited that was sitting up there, she brought over a scarf, whatever, to put over my legs. So I said it with a smile because it caught me off guard. And I said, no, I'm fine. She said, you sure? So, yeah, thank you, I'm fine. So was I being disrespectful because I know we don't practice that?
Was your dress too short, Rob?
No, my dress was below my knees.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure I wasn't
even when
being
you sat down? Even when you sat down, Robin?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe just because you're in the pulpit, she might have thought you might have needed a little extra cover. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was just I was caught off guard. I said it nice, and I know God was speaking to me. He was like, behave, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Just, so I just want to make sure if that ever happens again.
Well, it's some places it's custom, and if they offer it to you, take it.
Okay.
You're not gonna hurt you. It's some places it's custom. Now the church I came from, Church of God in Christ, very much the custom.
Okay.
Back in the day. Now,
it changed now.
They didn't change now, but
they got so many tight clothes now.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to
just take it next time.
Yeah. Would y'all pray for? I talked to Brother James that moved to Arizona, and he almost lost his eye. He said he's okay, but he's looking for a church in Phoenix.
James who?
James.
He used to sing on Voices, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that moved to Arizona.
Okay.
I can't remember his last name.
I can't think of his last name. Allen. James Allen.
Okay.
Yeah. So he said pray for him, and he's looking for a church in Phoenix.
In Phoenix?
Yeah.
We know a couple. We'll talk it out.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see y'all later today and tomorrow. Y'all have a blessed day.
All right,
Love
now
you guys.
take it easy now. Bye bye. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. David G. Evans 1 on any smart device. We got anybody on Facebook this morning? Anybody talking to us?
They just commenting a little bit. A lot of Walmart stuff.
A lot of Walmart stuff. 1-866-743-8267. We're coming up on a break. I want to remind you before we go to break, our Christmas Village begins today at 11 a.m. this morning until 5 this afternoon. You can come do your holiday shopping here. We've got some great vendors that have going to be present from 11 to 5 today and from 10 to 5 tomorrow, beginning at 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. We want you to come on out, patronize. You can bring the kids. They're going to get pictures with Santa. I mean, the whole 9 yards going to be here today as we offer the convenience and the festivity as we celebrate this season in, we think, very, very wholesome ways. 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. Give us a call. We're coming up on a break, and we will be right back.
Position yourself to receive from God with Bishop David G. Evans teaching When Men Pray.
Have there been times when you have asked someone to pray for you and the prayer has not been answered. Because instead of praying for yourself, you waited until someone else that you thought had more power would pray for you. Prayer is something that you resort to immediately and not as a last resort. You need to learn how to pray preemptively. You need how to pray ahead of time. Don't always be praying in response. Pray proactively. Pray before it happens. Lord, cover my child. Lord, bless my day.
Develop your relationship with God with this dynamic teaching on CD or DVD when you write to us. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
We're back. This is On Point. I'm Bishop David G. Evans with Reverend Nicholas Smith. We've got a few minutes left today. You can give us a call still, 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. I'm a little concerned, Pastor Nick. I've got some long-term relationships with, and this is a kind of a sensitive subject.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my Caucasian pastors, preachers, friends. This administration has brought some things out of them that I didn't think was there.
Mm-hmm.
I can recall specifically one very well-known preacher telling me that their personal value was among minority people.
Mm-hmm.
And then soon as the president got in office, that whole thing flipped.
Mm-hmm.
Until they were saying things that were drawing the fire from some nationally known African-American leaders, pastors. I'm trying to be as circumspect as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that. I realized that the need to be accepted by your own is very strong, very valid.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see why, unless there's an unspoken demand, that now that some of them are being accepted, they're seeing their value in this individual, but they're turning their back on the people that built their ministries.
Mm-hmm.
I know some. I've been in the presence of some people and watched some oppressive behavior as it relates to their congregants, almost as if they resent their success being based on ministry to people of color.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because the abandonment of people of color during this administration has been so abrupt that, even with people that I love, I cannot ignore, what's coming. And it makes me wonder, has this subtle resentment been there in their hearts all this time?
I think so. Because, to me, if it's being revealed now,
it was
change.
There.
It was there the whole time, and trying to fake the funk.
Yeah.
And trying to use the platform that you had among minorities to help build yourself, so-and-so.
Mm-hmm. And your wealth.
And your wealth, all that. Excuse me, your wealth, all that. And then now when you feel like you made it, you can just turn over.
Unbelievable.
And just because you have a few black people that are still with you, it doesn't mean that the rest of everybody, it's the typical, I have a black friend.
Well,
you got to say that.
Slave masters had black folk in proximity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that just because you got people around you doesn't mean you're accepting them.
Right, absolutely.
They might be filling a role, but that doesn't mean you're accepting them. So there's a distinct difference between proximity and relationship.
Absolutely.
And I think maybe we ought to talk about that sometime.
Okay.
We're here.
Yeah.
That hour went very fast. Thank you so much for your participation today. For Reverend Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans, and this has been On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at David G. Evans 1 on any smart device. I want you to stay strong and stay safe. Be encouraged in the Lord. Know that we are praying for you, our audience. Come to church tomorrow. Why don't you come on out? If you're anywhere in the region, get in your car, come on down and be a part of what we're doing tomorrow. We believe you'll be blessed by the experience. We call it the encounter. once again, stay strong, stay safe, and remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. And see you next time on Point. Come on to the Christmas Village, 11 to 5 today, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on tomorrow. You're going to enjoy the experience. And come to worship. We'll see you real soon.